Today you're going to learn how to make Zentangles for your art project. Zentangles are a fun way of doodling to relax. Zen means a way of meditating or thinking in a calm way, giving this technique its first part of the name. The tangles are the patterns you see inside the design. Zentangling is an easy way of making beautiful detailed images using lots of small repeated patterns. Oftentimes, the finished artwork is abstract, meaning that it does not look like something we see in real life. To make a Zentangle, you can use any of the supplies that you have. In this video, I will be using my regular markers and a Sharpie. If you do not have a Sharpie, feel free to use a pen, pencil, or just your regular markers. Also, make sure to click on the purple box from our classroom slides where you found this presentation. Inside, you'll find lots of pattern examples that will help you on the project. I left this up on my iPad as I worked. Let's go ahead and get started. The first thing you're going to do is choose any color that you would like and draw some big shapes that overlap on your paper. I kind of go back around the outside of it in order to make it really nice bold lines. So I've drawn a heart, now I'm drawing an explosion type of shape, and it's going inside of the heart, so they're overlapping. Again, you could add a little bit more of a decorative element by going back around that shape to make it stand out a little bit more with a different color. So you could draw squares, you could draw triangles, hearts, circles, strange shapes that you've never seen before. Here's a half circle going off the paper. It also goes through my heart. Here's a triangle coming up into the heart. And once you have all of your shapes drawn, so I've done about 3 or 4 really big shapes, I'm going to use my Sharpie and start to fill in all of my different shapes with patterns. Now your patterns are going to fill in the different sections that you have created by overlapping your shapes. So although the explosion is mostly filled with clouds, there's a small part that overlapped in the heart, and so I need to fill that in with a different pattern. Use your iPad to show you the different patterns like we talked about from that slide presentation. It will be a good place to find different ideas of things that you can fill the space with. I've used spirals, clouds, filled in squares. You could use any type of shape like triangles, circles, stars, hearts. I've done flowers. Those almost look like small mountains just now. You could use wavy lines, straight lines, jagged lines, zigzag lines, diagonal lines. I've also done arches, and even raindrops can create a pattern. Small suns like inside my heart, polka dots. So many things create the patterns. I hope you have a lot of fun making your Zentangle.